Hi, welcome back to channel TrainStation2. Alright, in this video, I'll be sharing you all my Region 8 trains so far. So, of course, sharing you the spending of keys as well. Of course, 100 keys and 200 keys, the differences will be shared in this video as well. Normally, I'll spend most of my savings in terms of those keys using 100 key containers. You can see here a lot of this are really good trains you can get from the 100 key containers. So 100 key containers not only gives you common train, although most of the time that's the case, they give you rare, epic and even legendary trains. Alright, so on the flip side, 200 keys container does not guarantee anything. Alright, so most of the time 200 keys container also gives you common train. So using that perspective, why not get two common trains, or using the 2 times of the 100 key containers vis-a-vis just one common train? Of course, that's just one thought. The probability of getting rare, epic and legendary using the 200 keys container supposedly is higher, but again, that depends how you look at it. Alright, so in per chance basis, yes, but you got to divide that by 2 because you are basically using twice the amount of keys to open that 200 keys container. So generally speaking, I don't think there's much of a difference on maybe written as what you've seen in the container or of 100 and 200 keys maybe, but in thinking backwards on how this whole system works, Pixel Federation as a revenue generation company, they don't build the game for free so that you enjoy it and they don't earn anything. They have maybe their own agenda, which is end of the day revenue generation. So what's the point if you are Pixel Federation to give free legendaries and lots of it in the 100 key container or 200 keys container? There's no point in it. So as a programmer of the Pixel Federation, I guess their thinking would be as much as possible common trains regardless 100 keys or 200 keys container. So I'm trying to prove it to you that's the truth. Alright, so you may be wondering what's best for you, 100 keys, 200 keys. I will say 100 keys. Alright, so that's the reason why. And of course you can see here sometimes they just give you 200 keys as well as rare trains, which you get it from 100 keys as well. So I'm going to run a few more rounds of tests just to share with you, since I'm having a lot of savings in terms of those keys and I want to build up my fleet size. So you may be seeing things like this and you feel that, hey, maybe 200 keys is more suited. Go ahead, I mean that's your choice. But for me, I'm focused more towards 100 keys, and I'm going to share with you this thing about later on. I'm not going to give up until I get one legendary out of this, and in fact that is one. Okay, so you may make a guess whether I get it from a 200 keys or the 100 key container, but I'll leave it you in suspense at the currently. Okay, so then eventually I'll run through here my full list of Region 8 trains. Upgrading of trains is almost impossible. Like I said, I have 500,000, then it drops all the way to thousands, and I try to build it up again. Now it's in a 14,000 region. At this juncture, we don't have any region legendary trains. Alright, so both of the legendaries you've seen here are basically event trains. So I'm going to keep on trying, and as you can see, 100 key containers, what we get common. So that's the case. The alternative, like I said, 200 keys container, what do you get? Common as well. So doesn't really matter. So later on this video, I'll be also talking about the ship trade, the captain, the greedy one. Yeah, so make sure you stay tuned to then. Alright, so here we have a surprise. Epic train, not too bad after all, right? So you can see here 100 key containers. After all, it's not that bad. Of course, there are most of the time common trains. Common trains, so many of them, what you do, yes, you can sell them off for parts, or it's good for like Train Tycoon mini event because you have very small starting capacity of 4, and you can send like the 10 common trains kind. You just need 40 quantities, and that is one way to do about this, and leaving these trains behind and not sell them. So it depends on you. If you're in need of common parts, which shouldn't be the case, because you're getting common parts day in day out and most of the time, so common parts shouldn't be lacking. But nonetheless, if you want to do some housekeeping in terms of the very huge amount of common trains, you can just sell them off again. Like I said, it's your choice. Alright, so common, sometimes you get rare, common, and then sometimes you get epic. But like I said, I'm not gonna stop another epic one. Isn't that fantastic? So I'll stick with 100 keys container, as you have seen the previous experience. I'm waiting for my legendary, and it should come in no time, I believe. At this juncture, it's still nowhere to be seen, but I'm sure I'm not going to stop here. Alright, it's so close. Sometimes it's like that. I mean, it's always trying to trick you or frustrates you, but that doesn't really matter to me. Alright, so the ship trade I'm going to talk about later on, just to give you a highlight on that. What is the purpose of ship trade, and with that, what you get in return, and what's the purpose of those items that you get from ship trade, etc. Alright, so hoping we are getting where we are. Alright, so with that, we got our first legendary region trains in region 8. I'm going to stop using the keys, and I'm going to save them up so that the Train Tycoon will ask you to spend 100 or 200 keys and continue to do that. Alright, so these are the trains you got from so far, and these are the 5 missing trains. Probably you get them soon. Later on, like I said, talk about the ship trade, but now take a look at this in Train Tycoon. Some people don't play at all. That's perfectly fine. I'm after those parts. I really don't need those epic parts. Really running low. Alright, so now ship trade, yes. If you look at this, alright, ship trade gives you maps give you a chance to increase population and hence increase warehouse. So generally this is how this whole thing works. There are different color maps. Blue maps is the one that's really rare. The other 2 color maps I never ran out before, and the demands for them are really low. So these are the trains. Okay, so just to share you once more that I have, these are really beautiful trains. Most of the time I'll get 2 legendaries from every event. I'm not too sure whether I'm gonna get the 2 legendaries this time round from the first responders, given the fact that we start in the new region. And of course, I just noticed from this Train Tycoon, I'm not competing with people up to 699, but rather the maximum. So anybody have already crossed that 500 mark, you'll be surprised. You're not competing as usual with 500 to 599, not even 699. We're talking about 799. Alright, so that's the maximum. People in Japan are competing with you. So that's how it works in Pixel Federation. This segregation no more happens once you cross the 500 mark. Happy and sad, yes. Happy because normally, based on what I understand, people of the lower level seems to get easier job, so they will fight better in competition. Sad is because when you mix with people in Japan, you know these people are really the paymasters of Pixel Federation. They are willing to spend to get thousands of gems, or they play affiliate with the games to get thousands of gems, and they'll be gemmers. So again, so that balances it out, I believe, in terms of winning the competition. So that's how it works out. So of course, back to ship trade. I'm going to show you one ship trade later on. You will see a completion of that. Whenever possible, do those ship trades in mini events, and then get them the blue maps required. So that eventually you spend the blue maps using the 5 building technique, as I mentioned yesterday. 5 building technique, you lay out 5 buildings and then low level buildings. Okay, once you have upgraded them, low levels meaning 1 to 4, upgrade them to 8, 9, 10 or so, keep them and bring out the next set of low level buildings. So that's also the reason why you don't lay out all the buildings, because your blue maps tends to fall on the high level buildings if you lay out all the buildings. Okay, so if you are only laying out the low level buildings, that makes a great difference. Alright, so thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. Goodbye.